Hi there. So here's one of the questions that you were asking about compound. You said you were having trouble with the ones compounding quarterly. So one of them said you're starting a savings account, I believe, with $350, and the annual percentage rate is 1.5% compounded quarterly, and it wants you to figure out how much money you would have in there after 50 years. So you're going to use the same formula for basically all of these problems, and it looks something like this. So this is your initial value. So the initial value, you're putting $350 into the account. So 350 is our initial value. Then you always have this 1 plus. The percent, 1.5%. Now we're going to write that as a decimal. So when you change a percent to a decimal, you just move the decimal point backwards too. So this becomes 0.015. And we're going to divide that by n, which is how many times we're compounding. So for quarterly, we're compounding 4 times because there's 4 quarters in a year. So we're going to divide that by 4. And the exponent is going to be that same n, how many times we're compounding, so 4, times t, which would be the number of years, the time that you're leaving it in there. So we're going to leave it in for 50 years. So this is what we're going to have to evaluate. And so you can just use your calculator to do that. 4 times 50 is 200. So it's going to look like this. 350 times something to the 200 power. We can figure out this part in the calculator, and I'm just going to use just an iPhone calculator. So 0.015 divided by 4 is this number. So that's this part right here. I'm going to add that to 1, so plus 1. So this middle part is 1.00375. And so now I can raise that to the 200 power. And depending on the calculator you're using on the iPhone, you can just turn it sideways here. But there's always a button like this, x to the y power, where you can raise a number to any exponent you want. So I'm going to click on that exponent button, and I'm going to raise it to the 200 power. So I get 2.114, etc. And now I need to multiply by 350. So times 350, and I get 739.91. So that would be how much money you'd have in that account after 50 years.